What's up, everyone? It's Rachel Lindsay, and if you love all things Bravo, then you need to be listening to Morally Corrupt. Every Tuesday and Friday, your favorite Ringer podcasters and I dive into Bravo's biggest moments and dish out hot and always unfiltered takes. And guess what? Now you can watch us too. That's right, Morally Corrupt is now available in video on Spotify. So whether you're listening in your family van or watching next to your white refrigerator, don't be all uncool and miss out. Catch new episodes every Tuesday and Friday only on the Ringer Reality TV feed.
Okay, so we're wearing white because we're nurses because it's an emergency podcast. We have to do a little bit of emergency because I did something this week and I didn't tell anybody.
Oopsie!
But let's talk about it all here. I want to lay it all out and tell everyone the real reasons and what's going on and what happened and if I left or if I got fired.
Oopsie.
I've never gotten fired. Hello. Welcome to Please See Below, my brand new podcast, all about perfecting the art of oversharing. Here, we mention the unmentionables and talk about topics and things that no one wants to say out loud, but everyone is desperate to know. I was thinking about making cards or something, and then I took my cards out, and I was like, this is the sort of episode where we don't do cards.
Also, I love when I know that you're, like, busy and hustling because your team is who reached out to me. I was like, that bitch didn't respond to my brunch text.
Oh, sorry.
And I can, but it's like, I could
team.
see your location. I was like, okay, she's home. She's chilling. Or your dad was at home or at the office. I was like, she's not ignoring me.
Yeah.
That's fine. Then I was like, okay, I'll just catch up with her on her
So we're just
podcast
gonna
and
catch
force her
up.
to get dinner with me after.
So it's been a crazy week.
You've had some big news that I didn't even know about.
Nobody know. Yeah. I walked away from reality TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, in a Tom Brady way or in a...
Like a Tom Brady, I'm going to do it and then
Or like
come back.
my friend Danielle Rivera, you go in and then you're like, oh, I dipped my toe back in.
I like reality TV. It was funny.
Yeah.
I can say non-humbly, I like how the succulents like poking me.
Yeah,
I like it though, I need it. I think that I was good at it. Like it felt easy. It was very easy for me.
Well, when you got Housewives, like all of our entire friend group was like, that makes sense.
Yeah. Everyone's always like, yeah, okay. Everyone who I've known, even exes, everything has always been like,
well, because you're entertaining. I think that's true about a lot of the women in our friend group, but it's just like something is always happening.
Yes.
Around you, around us in general. So like people need to see that.
Yeah, something's going on, something happening. But I liked it. And then when was it? I had one meeting that's like very exploratory, like a couple or 2 years ago about traders, which I wish at the time it was more like them trying to convince me of like, no, this is why the show's great and that's that. And I was like, I don't know. If Mark Cuban does it, I'll do it, you know? But and then I saw the season with Phaedra and then I was like, can I please be on it? And they're like, sorry. I mean, mind you, during my RHONY interviews, I was always like, one of my bits was like, so this is The Bachelor, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, ha ha ha. I'd be like, is this ABC's The Bachelor? You know, like.
Meanwhile, did it help you dating?
No,
not at all.
I think it didn't at all. I think it kind of made it worse. And I keep thinking, I was too busy, but I think it definitely made it worse.
I mean, when I was interviewing, the guy that I'm currently.
You went into 30 Rock.
Yeah, the guy that I'm currently dating. At the time, I was dating him then as well. We have this little on and off thing. Actually, just always on, but. He was like, oh, this won't continue if you do the show. He's like very supportive of everything that I do, but he's just like that I can't.
It's too far.
I'm like, he spends so much time and money keeping his name and everything out of the internet. So
Yeah.
like, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Exact opposite. Yeah. There was, when they kept asking me to film with, that's why I always had to film like an ex, because they would ask me, like, we want to see you dating, we want to see whatever. And every person was always like, yeah, oh my God, you're so cute. But like, definitely not. No. Love this for you, but
it's
never.
like, do you want to date a guy who wants to do that? It's like one thing if you can tell with like on TV, the husbands, like who's doing because they really want to be on TV and who's doing because they're just like, my wife wants to do this and like, fuck it, I guess I have to too.
I like the latter. I want someone who's like, wants nothing to do with it.
Because weren't you also, can I say this? Like, you were like in talks for Love Hotel? And I think at the time.
No, not talks. I signed the contract.
Oh, yeah. And then you backed out. Because I just remember
backed
being
out
like.
when I was at your house in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
I was having another mental breakdown, which you always support me through those. Thank you very much. But I'd come back from Puerto Rico and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do anything. And I don't want to do this Love Hotel thing. And I feel like I shared something that is actually really has made like, I'm just going to cry.
It's okay. I'm too far to hold your hand.
But our nails are long. No, but I was like, I have, something that's affecting my romantic
Yeah.
relationships. And then I thought that and sharing it would be like last season where I share something and everyone's like, oh my God, yay, yay. Like, not yay, but like,
Yeah.
like, oh my
But
God,
like
it's gonna
proud
be
of
okay.
you and
Yeah,
surround
and like, thanks for
you
sharing
in love.
and like love and support. And I'm like, I don't
was the
know
opposite.
what's happening, but like that didn't feel right. It didn't feel like when I shared about the
I
childhood
mean,
stuff. And
watching it didn't feel right either, especially being your friend and knowing you and knowing what you've been through is just, and like sharing some similar experiences
yeah.
is just watching that was so hard as your friend. And I know when you've shared certain things with me and within our friend group, it's been a much different reaction. So it was very jarring to watch that.
Yeah.
And just, I mean,
I think this is why like people who've experienced trauma victims, I think this is why they don't share, because it's like I think it makes people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I think even if they don't mean to do that, I think they want like they somehow find a way to like sort themselves out of it, or just I think it just makes people feel really uncomfortable. It's like, hey, I get it, I went through it, I get it, but like I think it's like okay to share like childhood trauma or something like that, and especially when in season 14, I was very much like the underdog.
Yeah.
And it was like, I refer to myself as sidekick. And I just thought that it was going to be like, I thought I was barely friend of.
Yeah.
We didn't film at my apartment because we couldn't because my landlord. They couldn't get anything of me working. I like backed out of like as much as I could. I baked sick a couple times. And, and I was like, I don't want to keep having all these outfits. This is stupid. So I would wear like a baseball cap and a fur coat and just like roll up to places. And so I was just like the drunk, dumb friend.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah, that I was like, I'm just here for jokes, and that's it.
Which for people would ask me all the time, like, oh, was she really like that? I'm like, yeah, like
Yeah,
that
that's
is you. It's not
me.
all of who
it's
you
not
are,
all of me,
but like
it's
that's
very much true,
real.
unfortunately.
I did find it weird that I felt like people didn't take you as seriously when you were being serious, and then took you very serious when you were being unserious.
Yeah, yes.
And like a lot of like the jokes and stuff, I'm like the dick jokes and the husband jokes, I'm like, with all of our friends' husbands, like we're all like sister wives and doing whatever.
Yeah, we call ourselves sister wives.
Yeah, like I mean, we could say like our friend Charlene. Jacques has 3 wives.
Yeah.
Charlene, his number one wife, and then
husband.
us.
Yeah,
and like that's just always how it's been. But you don't do that with relationships that aren't secure. It's like almost like a mark of like, oh, you have a good relationship if I want to like flirt with your husband.
It's like when I call my like SI swimsuit model friends ugly. I'm like, hey, ugly.
Yeah.
And it's like, you were literally in Sports Illustrated last
Exactly.
year. Like, I can call you
And so
ugly.
to be like, oh, they're taking certain things so seriously when it's clearly in jest, and then we're talking about something that's serious. And I mean, in terms of solidarity, I don't know that I've ever said this like online or whatever, but I was sexually assaulted as well. And you were there with me really right after. Like I was assaulted, and then I subsequently left my ex-husband. It was not my ex-husband, but he was not very supportive at the time. And you were literally on my doorstep. Like you did exactly what someone should do when a friend tells you something like that has happened.
Yeah.
And it was just really hard to watch you experiencing that, knowing like, I mean, when I was told, I did hug you and whatnot, but I'm just like, it's so counter to how you would treat someone if that information was given to you. It really just got under my skin.
So one of the reasons why I actually did RHONY was because the timeline of that happening, basically a year later, Mimi dying, 3 months later, my dog dying, getting a small golden parachute from my last tech company, knowing that I didn't need to work for a while. For the first time in my life, I was like secure, and then we going to the south of France and properly fucking off, and then getting a DM from RHONY, like, do you want to be on that show?
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I did RHONY, because I was like, I just want to like, literally, I'd just been through.
You needed
so
a change. You like needed
stuff. Where I was like, I just
want to
do. Yeah, I've done everything how I should in life. I just want to do something different. I want to do something like dumb. I just want to do dumb stuff. I've always had it so buttoned up and so whatever, and I have fun. But like, and then these 3 things consecutively like hit me so hard. Where I was like, I don't want to feel this heavy stuff anymore. I just want to go be Brynn again. So that's one of the reasons why I did it. And then in season 14, that's the real Brynn, and I'm fun, and it was so like therapeutic for me to be able to be myself and see myself again, right?
Yeah.
like the version that I knew before all the bad stuff happened.
Yeah.
Like that was nice for me to see that.
Yeah.
But then when it came to the second season, it kind of felt like not a little, like a little bit of an act. Like not an act because it's real me, but it's like
You weren't faking it. It's like
No,
when you
but
anybody
yeah.
puts on a brave face after when they've had a hard day.
yeah.
But
I didn't
not
like that people
acting.
like, I just want to be as happy as you. And I was
Yeah.
like, whoa. Let's be like, I'm a
Yeah.
little bit on like a super happy high because I just had a really low low. And all I
Yeah.
wanted to do was be me. I wanted to be drunk
Yeah.
and silly and flirty and like,
You're trying to make the best of when you have a good time because
Yeah.
we know that it's not always good times.
no, it's not always good, but that's life and that's fine. But I didn't like that everyone's like, you are so happy all the time and you're so this. And like, no. I'm actually even less. I'm going through stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and that's real. So even going into the season, I was like, I felt different.
Yeah.
And I was like, and yeah, I'd like to. I'm still gonna be myself, and I'm sure that makes great reality TV. But that's not like the whole story.
Yeah.
So
I think the women were not as empathetic as they could have been in understanding. Also, not only that you've been through this and you're sharing it, but elephant in the room is you're sharing it with millions of people,
that's
and
the
that's
thing,
the missing
too.
context.
That's
Is
the
like you're
thing.
burying yourself
That's the thing, too.
naked.
I'll never like watch the final reunion. I saw like when I was getting my makeup done for the reunion, I saw a little bit of the last episode, and I fast forward and I saw some of the commentary, and like that's one thing that I wish I could like. I think what keeps me up at night,
Yeah.
and like I would just like to be like how dare you guys do that?
Yeah.
Like to accuse me of like, do you like talk to me after you've been what I've been through?
Yeah.
And you're standing in a room with like 70% men, 40 people, and you just shared something. And it's not even the people in the room. You know that
Yeah.
everyone, people you worked with, your fifth
Everyone's
grade
gonna know.
teacher, your friend's parents, everyone
No.
that you know, like. Oh, I thought you wanted me to. Okay, this is the thing for a straw. This is a straw.
touch you.
Oh, my love. We should do a rare Drew Barrymore thing where we scoot the chairs together.
I know, like,
and
do
then
they sit in your
get all
lap?
creepy and just. in my
We're
lap.
both physical touch people.
No,
so.
but like come and talk. So
Yeah.
it's like come and talk to me after you've been through what I've been through. You have like the whatever to try to go back into being yourself, and then you realize what you just shared, and you realize that you immediately realize the worst possible consequences of what you just
Yeah.
did. Like my nieces are gonna know. My investment banker is gonna know.
That's the whole
my
missing
current
context. It's-
colleagues, my business partner. Everyone's going to know.
It's a very
And
vulnerable thing to
knowing
share.
that the entire world and everyone that whatever, and until the day I die now, people will be able to know. My grandchildren will know one day.
Mhm.
And again, when something so horrible happens to you that's so horrible but yet so personal, it's like, and I didn't feel like I made the decision, because again, after I'd filmed it, it's been a couple of months and we hadn't even
Yeah.
talked about it. Where we're going to
But
air
you're
it.
on a show that's a cast of women that's predominantly watched by women, and we all know the statistics on how many women have experienced sexual assault. You would assume that people
crazy.
would handle things with empathy. And I know, one, because I know you, but two, because I've been through it. Watching that was very clearly watching someone live through a trauma response, and seeing that, like, all my heart was just like breaking for you. It was like, I don't understand how anyone is watching this and trying to think anything manipulative is going on. You're clearly watching a woman who has been through something. You were there when, after my sexual assault, and how I was hysterical
Yeah.
for weeks. Like, I couldn't leave my house. The fact that you were able to, like, put your fucking shoes on, your pants on, put makeup on, and go on TV and know you're going to share this with millions of people, like, you did something like I don't think I could ever do, you know?
I mean, you're so strong. I think you could do anything. But I think I was irritated the whole season
Yeah.
because I felt like I was irritated at casting. I was requesting so long. I was like, can we bring back like old, rich, drunk women that have like fuck you money and
Yeah.
call their husbands their kings and are completely delusional and on a bunch of pills? Like, because
Mhm.
that's the housewives I grew up on, and that's
Yeah.
what I loved. That's why I love the show. I
Yeah.
like women falling in bushes.
Yeah.
I like
Something fun. When did it get so dark?
like no, it wasn't. But it's not supposed. I mean,
It's
I
not
thought the
supposed to
reboot
be.
was not supposed to be dark. But like, I liked. I remember why I watched Beverly Hills and Atlanta Whatnot. So while
Mhm.
filming it, it's hard because I was like a true fan. It's hard then when you're in it and you're being like, you have people being like, oh, I don't want to get into it, or people
Yeah.
being like, well, no, we're not going to get into it on camera. People don't want to watch us. They just want to see our fashion. I was like, our fashion's not that great. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't have that much money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I like what's her face from Atlanta, Kim, smoking.
Yeah.
Like, let's drop my new single. Let's rip
Smoking
cigs
those
and just
cigarettes.
listen to things. Let's be out of our mind. Who's going to
Yeah.
make the next pop single? There's no fact checker.
Yeah.
Like, had I done this next season, okay,
Yeah.
and let's say Jenna did it too and everyone else, and I just roll up to day one and they're like, okay, what's going on? And I just go, well, Jenna stole $1 million from me. Literally, their reaction is just, who do you want to talk to about it tomorrow?
Yeah.
With? There's no like, or wait, or or Brynn, or or can you show it? There's nothing.
It's just, what are you going to bring to the table?
It's Brynn's reality, and like, so do you want to, let's get you in the confessional chair. Do you want to talk to Jessel first, or do you want to talk to Sai? And then they just run with it.
Yeah.
So you design your own, like, you design whatever you want, even if it's delusional, or even if it's a lie, or even if it's defamatory. Like, you just say whatever you want. So and then they just chase it. There's no fact checking.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's the only thing that I'm kind of like, it's a lot unhinged.
Yeah.
When
I
anything
get
that
wanting
someone
the
comes
drama,
up,
but like to
drama
have a
is-
lie, like the fact checking element of it, for it to be, I mean, you're gonna get mad at me for saying this, but I'm just gonna say it, and then you can cut it out if you don't like. But the fact checking element, before you watch the reunion, or before you film the reunion, you were given the episode to watch. I know you didn't watch it till like morning of, which of course it was very difficult to watch. And
because again, people are like handling everything like, oh, it's a reunion, then we give the episode and just watch the episode.
Yeah.
This isn't
forgetting that you have to watch back your real life.
They're not sunglasses. It's not about real life. They're not sunglasses. This isn't about did I flirt with someone's husband. This isn't, is your house on a main road or a side road. This is my body.
Yeah.
And this is something that I'm still dealing with.
Yeah.
And that it's still
It's
very
still
much on my
actively
mind, that
hurtful.
it's affecting me in my life and the things I want. Like, this is not
Yeah.
like childhood stuff that I've had the luxury of
Yeah.
18 years.
It's something
and
that should be handled with
expensive
care.
therapist. Yeah, this is very, very different.
Yeah.
And everyone could tell. And from the confessionals that I filmed multiple times, I canceled confessionals, or I would say,
Yeah.
I can't, like, not today, we're not talking about it, or I agree to talk about it.
Yeah.
Even today, what did I do today? I was 40 minutes
Yeah.
late. We had to get
It's
alcohol.
okay. I have your location. I know you
We
were.
stood in the corner for 20 minutes. I was like, I don't want to do this. Like,
Yeah.
I can't explain to I know me, and I'm the strongest woman in the world when it comes to this.
But I also know you, and like you can be avoidant, like, which is a normal tactic.
I-
This all led to you leaving,
Yeah.
making the decision
Did you
to
like
leave.
my message?
Yeah, I knew just as your friend that you probably wouldn't and probably shouldn't, and just because I know what else is going on in your life, that's like you have so many other positive things that are happening right
Yeah.
now that like should be your focus.
Yeah.
But you didn't tell anyone that
No.
you were going to make that statement.
No, I knew I was going to do it. I decided at the reunion that I wasn't going to do it. I was like, this is too much.
Your brother and I had a conversation where we were like, I love Darius, you know.
My brother and my therapist were like, we're not allowing
she's
you to do
not,
this ever
right?
again.
And he was like,
So-
I don't think she is. And I was like,
No.
okay, we're good.
So I decided no, but then I have to admit I toyed with it a couple times because I thought like maybe, time goes by, and I was like, maybe it's like, when you have time, you're like, maybe I could, or you kind of like
Yeah.
that. You're like, maybe it wasn't that bad as I remembered or whatnot. And then I was having these like high hopes from watching Beverly Hills. I was like, well,
Yeah.
maybe I can get like the Kathy deal, because
Yeah.
that's perfect to me, because I'm like Kathy. I'm just like
Yeah.
a young, more lame version of Kathy, less rich version of Kathy. And it's like, I just want to like
For
show up for a
now.
couple times. I don't need to hold an apple or a diamond.
Yeah.
I just want to like come in. Let me just be my dumb self.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Bye, guys. See you later. And so I was like, maybe something like that and whatnot. But then like it was last week. It
Mhm.
wasn't like planned. Again, I knew I just wasn't going to do it, but I was hoping that they would either fire me, or I was hoping that they would cancel
There'd
the
be
show.
some sort of catalyst.
Or they would be like, hey, we're done casting. We signed everyone. Sorry, Brynn. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I did nothing.
So then it's not on you.
Yeah, I just like do something, like just
Yeah.
so that it's not mine. And then I saw we were actually filming the pod, and Paige announced her thing, and I read her
Yeah.
thing, and I like got a little peanut butter and jealous. I was like, I want that.
Yeah.
I want that. Like, I was like so happy for her, and I was like, I kind of want that for myself. And then I left the pod, and then we were launching. I'm wearing this like Italian outfit, inspired outfit, because we were launching Italy that day
Yeah.
for Hoppy. And I go
So
and
proud of you, by the way.
Thank you. And we go, we
When
lunch.
everyone was like being like, "Oh, she doesn't have a job," I'm like, "I know what her job is." Just like you have
I've
you're
worked
building a
since I was
startup. Like, of
15
course, you can't be like
years.
announcing it on
Yeah.
national TV. Like,
I worked since I was
a year and
15
a
years old.
Yes.
Like, again, like people like, she doesn't have a job. I'm like, you're not on
Look,
LinkedIn.
I was
Go
on
on
Hoppy,
LinkedIn.
okay? I was on Hoppy beta for her, okay?
Like, also just go on LinkedIn. I've worked for like
Yeah.
18 years. Just go on LinkedIn.
Like the whole summer we were filming and everybody was like,
yeah.
the whole summer when you were filming and everyone was like, "Oh, like she's not having a job at this." I'm like, I had myself and my now ex-boyfriend on your app, like
Yeah.
testing and whatever
Yeah,
and giving
you
you
guys were
feedback
great.
and stuff.
You
Like
guys
you
were
were
amazing.
doing it. It was just like
I'm
weird
always
that no
doing-
one
no,
realized.
But I think it's just I think people do realize they just don't want to admit
They
it or
don't, yeah.
something. But so Paige did that and I was like so happy for her and I was like, wow, that feels like I was like a little jealous. I was like,
Yeah.
I just want that like release and I know that I haven't wanted to do this for a while. But again, like nobody's saying anything or doing anything. And then I
Yeah.
start to get to talk to my agent and then it was like, no, it looks like it might be and it's all systems go. And they just
Yeah.
like did some added a couple more people. And then I was like, oh God. So it was that Paige. And then I go and we launched Italy and we got, I can't say how many, but we hit the first big milestone.
Yes.
And I was just like, this is a sign. Like this
I
is
can't
a
say why,
sign.
but I know what that milestone means, and I was so excited when I heard about it for you.
So
We're
it's-
going to drinks after this, and drinks are on you.
I'm paying.
Yes.
And no, it's just really, really good. And it's really important with apps because apps are like restaurants. Like
Yeah.
99.999% fail.
Yeah.
Majority of apps, hundreds, thousands of apps are launched every week and they all fail. It's very hard to become a Spotify.
Yeah.
It's very hard to become a Venmo and Uber and anything, TikTok or any of
Yeah.
this stuff. So it's the first milestone. I'll keep saying that.
Mhm.
The first milestone is important because again, it's a rocket ship, right? A tech is
Yeah.
a rocket ship. Can you get on the rocket
That
ship?
milestone is almost like a level of security too.
So
Of
it
being
is
like,
in
okay,
the
what I
app-
invested in is
in
going
the app
moving.
world, it's like proof of concept.
Yes.
So it's like the Blue Origin. It's
Yeah.
like, is it gonna blow up? And the fact that so in tech or in restaurant, I don't know, keep talking about restaurants,
Yeah.
but like 99% do the rockets
Yeah.
blow up before you even hit the thing.
Yeah.
So if you can get off
Yeah.
and the astronauts can take off
Yeah.
their seatbelts.
Also, I'm a big fan of like building in private. Like when people are like, "Oh, what is she doing?" It's like you're building in private.
I also believe I also believe in evil eye. I don't like to tell
Yeah.
people things because like even on my Instagram story I secretly put and I hid it in like the you can hide stuff. I put
Yeah.
an evil eye on it because
Yeah.
I'm all about like I don't like to tell people about things. I'm not a
Yeah.
big talker. I'm very English in that regard where people too are like
Yeah.
if you push me hard enough, then I'll come off and I'll be like, yeah, whatever. I
You
make
do
more
keep
money
things
than
to
you,
your-
or
to
I'll be
yourself,
like,
yeah.
you won't like, yeah, my shoes cost $10,000,
But not in a
suck it.
secretive way. I think
No,
some
but I
people
don't.
are- It's like you don't want to
I was
jinx
raised
it.
with
You don't
I
wanna,
was
like-
raised with no money, so I
Yeah.
didn't talk about money the first half of my life because I didn't have
Also,
any.
how much does it suck when you say, "Oh, this is happening," and then it doesn't happen, and then you gotta like
Yeah.
disappoint people? It's like
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
rather just say
I
it
just
when it's
rather
real.
work in silence and hustle in silence. But I didn't talk about money the first half of my life because I didn't have any. And then the second half, I feel like I dated really fancy, like very classy people, and I learned from them like, well, real money doesn't talk about money.
Yeah.
And you
They
should.
say money screams, wealth whispers.
Yeah, and also it's not proper to talk about money or
Yeah.
to talk about these things or to brag or whatnot. So I went
Yeah.
from like having nothing to being like, well, now we don't talk about anything. So
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
And then I'm just paranoid. I always think any day I'm gonna like start working at McDonald's tomorrow. So I'm like, I just don't say it because I'm
You
like,
should always have that little bit of hustle.
or a lot of hustle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
or
just
fear,
that,
a
like,
fear
yes.
that like that it's not
That, like, it
well, and that's
could
the
go
truth.
away.
No,
That's
but
why I
the
say
truth.
I'm-
nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Nothing's guaranteed and nothing. But yeah, but to get into this like thing where the astronauts now we can all take off our seatbelts and it's like an amazing proof of concept. And now it's just about scaling correctly and growing. It's
Yeah.
not about does this work? Is this going to work? Do people like this? Is this
Yeah.
feasible? Is this a solution to a real problem? Does this have market
Mhm.
value? None of
That's
that
all
now
been
is off the
proven, yeah.
table. Yeah. So now it's just about can we scale it correctly?
Yeah.
And it's so fun because I've never done it. I've started businesses before and whatnot, or
But
startups, but never.
text-based app is
But not an
different.
app. Yeah, but not an app. And it's so cool. And I love I'm like, and I just get to be like with all my coworkers and especially my C-suite. I just get to be myself.
Just watching you right now, like this is Brynn.
Because I feel like me, and
Yeah.
I
I'm
know
like
what
thinking
I'm
back to like
doing.
when I first got divorced and we were like hustling and running around, and we would just be like, when everyone thinks everything is like so I don't know, like glitz and glam and like, look, we've made money, but also we will like drag our Ramoba Louis Vuitton suitcases to like seat 34F.
Yeah.
And we'd be, I remember specifically.
Remember going to Paris?
Yeah, I was going to say,
And we both had like
we were both
$10,000
so
worth
broke
of
at the time. Like, it was like,
we had all
hadn't-
this luggage,
yeah.
we had all these outfits, and then we're like, and
Look,
we're just going to go to
She hadn't gotten housewives yet. I was like going through a divorce. I had just purchased a house. I was paying
Yeah.
lawyers' fees out the ass. It
Yeah.
was so bad. I was like, we had no money, and we were like, okay, we're gonna like have dinner at this like cafe, and then we'll go to hotel because someone's gonna pick up our bill. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
So we had
always.
like one friend who has like a standing table,
Yeah,
so we like
yeah,
sat
yeah.
at their table,
Yeah.
like whatever. We were so fucking broke and just like trying to figure it out. But like that was also just a lull. Like we had both been successful previously. It's like
Yeah.
And circling back, why do the assumption that I can't pay my own bills or something, that some man is giving me something, like, you don't think I have the ability to be good at my job?
Yeah. And also, where are all these men?
I'm
I would
an
love
MBA.
I would love to not pay my bills.
Look.
The best advice I give to anyone who's in their 20s, I'm always like, so in my 20s, I gave every gift back.
Yeah.
I gave back watches. I gave back Range Rovers.
Yeah.
I gave back Hermes bags. I
Yeah.
gave back everything. Had I kept all that stuff, I'd be like the top seller on the Real.
Same.
Like, I'd be
I
like
gave back my
crushing it.
engagement ring.
Yeah, I did too.
I didn't even make him. Even my lawyer was like, "Oh, well, he can pay you for it." That's like how. And I was like, I feel weird
Nice.
about it.
Yeah.
Looking back, since given how much of a fat check I had to write
Yeah.
him, he should have had
Right.
to pay me.
But we
to get
go
that
through
ring
these
back.
things of, like, be independent, and I'm like, don't like
Don't.
let a dude pay for your
don't
rent.
be. Too,
I don't think be like a sugar baby, but I think like I
No.
was so fiercely independent, or even men that I was in
Yeah.
like committed, exclusive, but not long term.
We'd both do that. Be like, oh, I'll get the Uber. I'll get the whatever.
Yeah. I was always trying to like whatever. I remember even when I didn't have any money, I'd go out to dinners with friends, like really rich friends. Be like, I'll pick this up.
Yeah.
Even now too, if I'm at lunch with like millionaires and billionaires, like
Yeah.
I'll get this because I'm
Same.
trying to show them that I can hang. But then I'm like, why did I do that?
Like on a first date, be like, I gotta show him that I don't need him. Like, no, I don't need to show him that. I don't need to. A man does not need to know. Like, I stopped telling guys recently that I'm dating a ton. I have one guy that I'm dating, but I
you happy?
stopped on dates.
Are you happy?
I'm very happy.
You're very happy.
Yeah.
I need the update.
We'll give it to you. Well, if we bleep his name, we can give you the update.
Leave his name. Give the update.
Yeah. Okay. I have a really great guy now. Bleep
Bleep.
his name. Bleep.
Wait,
but-
hang on. Say his name like 5 times fast so they have. That just costs $500 a post.
Right? Speaking of $500, actually, when we first
Should we just start saying names? I just want to say all the names.
all the people I've dated,
Yeah. Say it.
all the famous people I've dated.
Say from the back. I got people messaging me asking me who the basketball player was. Will you just say his name and then they'll bleep it, but maybe people can pick it up. Say it slowly.
Here. I'm like trying to think of who else. It's funny because I feel like I have dated quite a few people like in the public eye, but I've
Yeah.
never been like papped or caught.
Did you date? What's his name? What's his name?
Lamar Odom,
Lamar Odom.
the one that dated Khloe Kardashian and then got caught in the strip club.
No.
Or
No.
brothel. No.
Who's dating Kim?
Oh, Odell.
Odell.
Oh no, I never dated. Well, we made out in high school.
That's
In
so
college a
cute.
little
He's
bit.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can say his name because it's
Yeah.
it's public that he
Hey,
I made
Odell.
out with Odell in high school.
Okay.
But he's like more of like a brother.
I
you
love
know?
how you go and you're like, I thought he's like a brother. It's not a big deal.
I mean, I made out with him when I was 17. Like that doesn't really count.
No, that doesn't count.
Really
That doesn't count. Yeah.
But people have actually dated. I love how we've just like been going in and out of like very serious topics, and we're like, this is like who?
But
is
you
it?
know what though? This is like we probably have to wrap up soon. This is like my favorite though. Like this is what I'd rather be talking about, and this is why I just like quit it because like I'm so done with this whole dark thing, and I wish everyone well, and I hope that everything's fine. I honestly do.
Yeah.
But
Everything will be fine.
but at the same time, like I'm like so.
You're like,
over
you want
it.
to talk about my
I'm
like.
over. I want to go back to my
your top
life. I want to
boyfriend.
go back to being Brynn. I have a really nice life. It's very
Although I have to say,
silly.
because you're gonna be on the boat this summer, and I had this not an actual dream, but like a little premonition. I'm like, we're gonna be on the boat this summer, and some press is gonna try to like come out and be like, oh my gosh, Brynn Whitfield is dating insert whoever, and I'm gonna have to be like,
your current boyfriend.
no, wait, he's mine, but like, please don't use his name.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Yeah, no.
They did this to me when I was on Talia's family's yacht.
Yeah.
And they were like, she's on some yacht and whatever. And I
Yeah.
was like crying. And her Her mom, she's so wild. She's so beautiful. She's so funny. She's like, yeah, tell them that that's your daddy. And points to her husband. She's like, he's been my daddy for 40 years. And I was like, they were like, do it. Dude, and I was like, you guys don't understand how actually stressful this is. They think it's like so funny from their yacht.
You know, like my mom is like when you're at the house and stuff.
I love your mom.
I mean, my dad does not look at us. He looks at us like children.
I feel like I know your dad loves us, but sometimes I think he's
because he calls his Hamptons house that he paid for. He calls it the sorority house.
The sorority house
Because it's
our
me and all my friends, my mom and her friends, and we're just fucking shit up and like spending his money.
I got my spray tan on your mom's $20,000 couch.
That was so funny though.
I remember I like did move and I just kept talking to your mom.
We were talking. You text me and you're like, "There's spray tan." You were like distracted, and so I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "Brynn, can you go grab that?"
I texted Richie she got up and left. I'm still talking to her mom.
I'm like slyly moving over the spray tan.
I text Richie from the couch and I'm like, I can't get up because I got spray tan on your mom's brand new the house just opened a week prior. White, perfect, $20,000 sofa. And Richie's like, who cares? Fuck it. But I'm like, no, I'm a guest. I'm not the daughter. This is not my house. Like, I feel uncomfortable. You know, it was like the only thing we're supposed to do my period. But I was like,
meanwhile, my mom's spray tan artist / psychic. That's a real thing, apparently. Okay. Her spray tan artist / psychic has been with her for years. So my dad did have everything in the house. Like, it just wiped right off.
Well,
he knew.
It did? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm like, no, I can't. I'm trying to explain to Richie. And Richie, all you said was, her damn dogs have shit all over the house on day one. You're fine.
This is what I'm going to get in trouble for, is talking about my mom's fucking dogs pissing all over her house. My dog sits in her sofa and she's like, get that dog off my sofa. Like, your dogs are peeing everywhere. My dog only pees outside.
I love it.
Get out of here.
I can't wait for Boat. I can't wait for Hamptons.
Yeah, just as long as if it does come up, I'm like, no, that's not her, man. That's mine.
Okay, let's play a game.
Okay, play a game.
Couple questions. You can plead the fifth to only one.
I'm your general counsel.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to consult my counsel on each one.
Some Bravo, some just love life stuff.
I hate you so much.
How do negotiations work on The Housewives, and do all the women get paid the same?
Okay, so negotiations, it's a flat fee.
Per episode or per season?
It's a flat fee per episode. So if you're part of the main cast, you get your flat fee per episode. Let's say you were sick and you weren't in it. You won't get paid for that episode. Or let's say you're a friend of, then you only get paid, I think, per
Do you know how
time.
many episodes you're going to be in before?
Yeah, it's always like 14 or 15.
Okay.
Then you get paid in addition, very small, for reunion, and it's all set. I think as casts go on, this is what I've heard. I don't know this to be true, and no one's officially told me this, but when I've listened to other like Dallas Housewives or Bethany Frankel and things, that other people can get paid a little bit of variation. Going into this season, I was very much like, because I felt like I worked really hard.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then when I look at the money I make from other stuff and this and what it costs for the clothes and things,
I was like, my dollars.
I was like, I want to get paid more, but I was told through a little birdie that we were all being paid the same, but that Jenna was being paid $500 more per episode. And that was when
you're like, that $500 means something.
No, I go, okay, fine. But all of us, and this is what I do like about my cast, we were all kind of like, it's fucking grocery money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of is when you think into all the things you have to do to pay for stuff. Like, because you have to pay for the clothes, and you have to get a spray tan, you have to get your eyelashes done, and you have to get a lymphatic massage. And
because
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Brazilian wax.
You have to get your
You gotta get a Brazilian wax and a Brazilian blowout,
and you have to and you have to get your asshole bleached. I mean, okay, let's finish playing the game.
Okay. You can't bring us anywhere.
Okay, who is the most famous person in your phone?
Aww.
I feel I'm not included.
Who's the most
Richie?
famous person
You could
in my
do it.
phone?
Richie, tell us.
Richie, tell us. I
Who's
feel
the
like it would be a
most famous person in my phone?
diplocat.
Like,
I
can't bleep these things.
Call him.
Here we go. Call the most famous person in your phone.
Call them.
Call Glenn Powell. Do you have him in your phone?
I do.
Yeah, we FaceTime him during St. Bart's. What are you talking about? He helped us get home.
Well, also like right now,
Can
he's
we
like
see
he's
can
being
we say-
dragged.
can
He's
we
being
see-
dragged on the internet
Really?
right now because his ex did a podcast talking about their breakup, and so now it's like a little like negative.
Should we prank phone call someone? What's your answer?
Mine's really lame.
What is it?
Mine's the Prime Minister of Japan.
You would have a political figure as the most
that's the most
famous person in your
That's
phone.
the most. We karaoke together. He loves whiskey too. I'm so much fun, by the way. I feel like if people really knew, I have a fucking video of me karaokeing with the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
People don't even know. I'm the
that's
girl
the
from
thing.
Schitt's Creek. What's her name? I'm Alexis.
Yes.
I've lived 19 goddamn lives. I'm a cat.
Yeah.
I always land on all fours.
I feel
and
like
I've
people
lived
are just
25
like,
lives.
how are these girls like doing these things? It's if you're just fun, like beyond you said before, beyond being hot, being hot helps. But like if you're hot and you're fun, you can go literally anywhere.
It's like the ultimate passport.
Like the ultimate
Yeah.
passport. You can do anything, anywhere.
I'm fun. I have a really fun
men
life.
love hot women, but men love hot women
They love
who are
crazy
also
bitches.
fun to be around. They love a crazy bitch, okay? Like if you're a good time
Yeah.
who's not a liability.
Yeah. But I have way more fun stuff and crazier stories. I have a lot of weird stuff. I've had fun. What's
Richie,
in
who's in your phone?
Wait, are we calling
There's quite a
GP?
few. I can't call Glenn right
Okay,
now.
fine. Is he in London?
Where? Actually,
Say
where
one.
is he?
Just scroll and pick H. Hillary
H.
Clinton.
I wish. You know, my dream
I
is
should have thought
to
about
be
this.
flying
There's been
back.
a lot of people.
My dream is to be. So I used to have a thing for dictators. I used to like dictators.
I'm just,
I know
like,
that's
reading out the
really
famous
not
names on
okay
my
to
phone.
say, but I used to really
Oh,
like
Hannah
dictators,
Bronfman.
and then I'd have this like hot, sexy fantasy of like I'm flying back on Air Force One when Hillary was Secretary of State, and her and I are
Oh,
like
Big Sean. That's probably the
Good
most
one.
famous person I found.
Big Sean. I don't fuck with you.
There's a Big Sean. That was from like years ago.
You stupid ass. bitch,
I took him to
fuck
Pat
with
O's in
you.
New Orleans.
Let's star 67 him.
Yeah.
Big Sean.
That still works, by the way.
Does it?
Yeah, sorry. Keep going with your fantasy.
Hillary and I are flying back on Air Force One from like an overnight from like
Yes.
Iraq or something, and we're like brushing each other's hair, and we're totally being like, so fuck, marry, kill,
Yeah.
like, like serious names, like dictator stuff.
Dictator.
Yeah. I like it. I don't know. Is that weird?
There's also
My
like
grandma always
famous
thought
and
I'd be
there's
a
like people who
doctor's
own famous
wife.
companies.
Mimi always thought I'd be a doctor's wife or I would be the first lady or like
Yeah.
first governor. And then what was the other thing she thought I'd be? I don't remember the third one. But I always saw myself as that way too.
Yeah.
Is it bad that as successful and whatever that I want to be, that actually at the end of the day I do want to be an ornamental wife?
No, I think there's
I
something.
want
It's 'cause there's
to.
a novelty to it.
I want to.
And I just like looking at her. I'm like, there's. This is me being a little bit like annoying as a girl, but like there's a bunch of like famous dudes in my
Yeah.
phone. But when you say like she asked, oh, who's the most famous? Like I really think you mean like who's like the biggest catch in your phone, and it's the people whose names you don't know. You know their companies. You know what they've done, but you don't know who they are.
You might know their
I love a man that doesn't have a social media, that doesn't have an Instagram, whose business, like, I love a commodities guy. Like, when you get a man in a boring business, a guy who, like, is, like, he's in, like, salt or pepper, you know?
What was it that you were trying to get me at? She used to call me drunk in the Hamptons, but
Oh.
you need to find the heir to
Of
the
lavender.
sandalwood.
Sandalwood.
She would call me and be like, "You're Brynn Sandalwood. You need to
How
find the
good
guy
does
who created
Brynn
sandalwood."
Sandalwood? Who is the heir?
She
who
calls me
makes
drunk saying this all
sandalwood?
the time. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm on it." Like, what the fuck? Like Heinz ketchup, I get, but sandalwood? What does
But
that
like
mean?
Brynn
I was like,
Hines doesn't sound
resorts?
right. But, like someone's got a sandalwood farm. Like think of how often sandalwood is in a perfume. They've got to be making billions.
I'd rather do Bezos. Okay,
Okay,
who's
last
next?
one. If you had to go on a Housewives Ultimate Girls trip tomorrow, who's one person you'd refuse to go with?
I mean, we know who it is.
I know what the answer is.
the reason I want to leave RHONY. Not that one. Who's another one that I wouldn't want to go with?
Have we
I'll
done
plead.
this
You
question?
know what? I will plead the fifth.
I'll drink with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Quick game, and then we got to get out of here. I'm going to say who's more likely to have been in a situation you point.
Should we
Okay.
close our eyes?
Yeah, and then open your eyes when revealing. And then if it's both of, if you disagree, you have to
Fight
take
it out.
You have to take a sip.
Okay.
And if it's both of you, you take a sip.
Enough.
You
I
can.
mean, at this point, I'm
Okay.
drunk, so it's fine.
You don't have to like put your eyes. Okay, whatever.
So no, okay, so
Who's more likely to date someone who wears toe rings or owns a snake?
No. Probably me.
Richie?
Yeah.
I like a weird dude. Like
likes
I love
weird
it.
dudes.
Like
I'm
also
much more
I'm
particular.
into a reptile. You know.
Okay.
I don't
you
know.
don't have to
Did you
close
say
your
a
eyes.
toe ring?
Yeah, toe ring.
I
Okay.
don't know about a toe ring, but I do like a man who wears jewelry. I will say that.
I hate when men wear jewelry.
I love it. Like,
Blah.
but only if they pull it off. Like, I'm
can
I'm
wear
not
a
into like a
watch.
puka shell. You know,
Do they still wear those?
a man who can pull off a ring, not a wedding ring. Like a man who can pull off wearing rings or bracelets, is a vibe.
Yeah, a man who can pull off wearing jewelry doesn't have to pull out.
That's true. I also
Okay.
love a European man. That's very European.
It's very European. Okay.
Who's more likely to send a risky voice note after 2 drinks?
Both of us.
Both of us.
Drink.
We're both
We love
voice
it.
note people.
Yeah. Voice notes, videos.
I was gonna say you will send a video,
Yeah, I love sending videos. I just
like
mean,
not a voice note, and it's like not even. It's not like a great. It's not like and I'm in this
It's
gorgeous.
probably like shitty lighting.
It's like shitty
I'm
lighting,
in a
bun on the top
bathroom.
of the head, and you're like, just send a voice note.
Because I'm like, I need to tell you a funny secret. I just think I'm so funny all the time, and I
It
just
is
want you to
funny. I love
experience
it.
it. Yeah.
Who's more likely to say, I'm over him, and then stalk his new girl's Venmo crazily?
Ooh,
I don't know. I feel like we don't care.
Yeah, I feel like when you're like out,
Yeah.
you're out, and same.
Yeah, I feel like when
I
we're
think
out,
we
we're
both
out.
have like we've all been there as women. Like I've definitely sent a crazy text or two, but not.
I
like
feel
in
like if we're in investigative mode and
Yeah.
but that's when we probably would have wigs on and we're being silly and
Yeah.
stuff. But we don't really care after the
I don't
whatever dude.
care.
I'm more concerned if he's
yeah.
Venmo'd me for being an asshole.
Yeah, I care
Yeah.
more in like for like because I am the child of like a bunch of lawyers. I care about the facts. So when I am texting an ex, it's like I know you lied about this, and this is what the truth was, and it's like I'm not even expecting a response. I'm just like I want you to know that I know,
Yeah.
and then I'll like block them so they can't reply to me.
Yeah, we're blockers.
Who's more likely to cry during sex and blame it on Mercury in retrograde?
I love astrology and I like to cry during sex.
I know nothing about astrology, and I don't think I've ever. Have I cried during sex?
There's nothing I love more than laughing during sex
Yeah.
and crying during sex.
I've like cried like emotionally,
it.
like out of like a
Maybe at the
release,
same
but not
time.
being sad.
I love it. I love crying during sex and laughing during sex at the same time. It's just, I love it just being weird. Yeah. I love it. It's so fun.
Who's more likely to text, I'm outside, when they're very much not outside?
You,
Me.
100%.
I literally did it.
That happened
today.
today. Well, you didn't.
And here's
actually
the
text me
thing.
you're
No,
outside.
actually, no. But
I have your location.
And the funny
so.
is, she can send. She has my location.
One more.
Okay.
Who's more likely to block, unblock, and then send a selfie with cleavage?
Oh my God.
Me, you,
Same.
Like,
Both.
Drink.
Both. This is us. This is us. The memoirs.
because I will block someone, and then take a really good nude.
I
and be like, I
unblock-
got it. Someone got
Unblock, ladies. Unblock. Send the nude, and then
block
again.
immediately. Block immediately. Well, you know I love to send a nude, so.
I love you. Thank you for coming. I love you so much. I love you. Mwah.